God using his revealed parameters. Everybody look up here. Hey, can you look up? Are you still with me? You know, there are some times the only way you can know people is by discernment. They are too far away from you. You don't know their in and out. The only way to trust them is by discernment. What your heart is telling you. Is that true? But when somebody has come close to you and has done some behaviors, you don't use discernment again. You use what you saw. Are you still with me? So, we can analyze people's love for God by looking at their fruits. I don't need to discern whether you love God. I do discernment when you are far. When a man is close, you don't use discernment again. It is impossible for somebody to love God and be lukewarm concerning kingdom issues. It's impossible. Look at John chapter 5 verse 42. John 5:42, please put it up. John 5:42. Bear with me. John 5:42, quickly. But I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you. Look at it. But I know you. Jesus was talking to somebody. He said, I know you. The love of God is not in you. I can discern you don't love God. No, it's not discernment. I feel you don't love God. No, he said, I know you. We relate. We talk. You hang around me. You don't love God. If you're with me, say yes. Kingdom people don't just profess love in worship. They practicalize love in devotion. Practical. 1 John 3:18. He said, don't love in words only, love in deeds too. If you're here, say yes. There are things you look in people's life, you know that the love for God has either reduced or is non-existent. For example, when you see some funny lifestyle, you see that the lifestyle of devotion and consecration to God has departed, and a funny lifestyle has taken over. Anybody remember Brother Solo? The Bible says, and Solomon loved the Lord. He entered the temple. He made sacrifice, 1,000 animals. But then the same Solo, after some time, the Bible said, outlandish women took him away from fearing God. He began to build altars for idols. Looking at Solo now and looking at Solo later, you can know that Solo used to love God, but Solo doesn't love God again. When they were writing the heroes of faith in Hebrews chapter 11, Solo's name was missing. Because Solo was a backslider. He built the temple. He was the wisest man on earth. He wrote Proverbs. He wrote Songs of Solomon. He wrote so many things. And yet, his name was missing. He was a backslider. Don't be that kind of person, sir. Another thing that can tell us is your apathy to fellowship. Hebrews 10:43. Not forsaking the assembling of yourselves together, as the manner of some is. Bible study, no show. Sunday service, once in a month. And you come late. Not forsaking. It tells us you don't love God. You can analyze yourself. By refusal to honor God in giving. Honor the Lord with your substance and with the first fruit of your increase. No! You don't love him. You don't honor him in giving. In Malachi 3, he said, return to me, verse 7. How do we return to you? We didn't waka come out. He said, no, you waka come out. How do we waka come out? He said, your tithes and offerings. So men sit in church and they tell you, I love God. No, sir. I told my leaders, anybody you interview and he cannot pay tithe in this church, don't put him in leadership. He's not a lover of God. You didn't hear me. He said, no, the man can pray. The man can pray, but he's a thief. Anybody that can steal from Jesus can steal from any other thing. You're not hearing me. The man, he loved God. Love God for where? It's a struggle for him to obey basic Bible verses. Brothers and sisters, listen to me. There is something called a form of godliness. Having a form of godliness and being godly are not the same. That's why in the world, they will take a woman that tied her hair well over somebody who wore trouser. In their mind, the woman that tied her hair well is godly. The one that wore trouser is ungodly. There are something called whited sepulchres. You are not hearing me. They use that as their measure. They're working on appearances. The judge, the woman tied her hair well, but she's an adulterer. She tied her hair well. She punishes her husband at home. She tied her hair well. In 7 years, she has not spoken with her neighbor. She tied her hair well. She gossips her pastor in church. Her hair tie is perfect. Her heart is imperfect. Can I talk to somebody here? So how do you measure? How do you measure? Practical things by their lifestyle. You can know them. In Gateway Church, we try to make loving God a DNA thing for us. And there are 3 ways we use that as a DNA of our church. The first one is this. We make sure that everybody in this church, we emphasize personal God encounters. We want you to meet with God. We want you to know him personally. We don't want you to be our papa church. We want you to be a church where people say, I know him for myself. I make you pray. I make you study. I make you... Listen, the way I push you to live right may not have been the way they were doing in your former church, but all I'm doing is for you to have a personal encounter. If you have me, say yes. Because there are times challenges will come and pastor will not be there. The young man that gave a testimony either in the first or second service, they came and picked him up. He's a youth leader in his village. They say he was the one that leaked information to the military to come and kill one of the gang members in the village. So the gang picked him up, took him inside and buried him alive. But God intervened. It was God that touched them to say no. If we keep, they wanted to see him as he is dying. So they dug him up again and tied him to a tree and said to kill him small. Stabbed him first on the stomach. Then stabbed him again. Then stabbed him a 3rd time. Then stabbed him on the neck. Shot him on the leg. They wanted to watch him dying small. He said, I was there. All I could say is the God of Judge Izunwa, the God of my father, help me now. He said, suddenly soldiers showed up. They ran away. They took him. The people running have concluded he has died. In 1 week, he's out of hospital. No wound, no pain, nothing. The devil will see God in your life. You need to love him and serve him. Know your God so that when nobody is there, you can stand. God can hear your voice. Am I talking to somebody here? Secondly, we systemize our God first practices. I don't just tell you, put God first. And you go out, as I put God first. And God said, no, you're not putting me. He said, I put you first. You don't put me first. I put you first. How do you put me first? We tell you how to put God first. So let me define it again in case you forgot. I say to you, if you wake up in the morning and your wife is sitting beside your bed, don't greet her good morning until you tell God good morning. Is that difficult to understand? You need to go to university to know that one. If your phone is ringing and it's your phone that woke you up, I say don't touch your phone until you greet Jehovah. Is that bad? Do you need a lecturer to explain that? So when you break that, you know. So we systemize it for you. We break it down practically. I say first day of the week, even if you are dying, unless you are incapacitated, you show up in the house of God. Even if you are traveling, pass through the church, greet God before you go. Because God created a Sabbath. Now we don't do Sabbath of Saturday. We do Sabbath because Jesus is our Sabbath. And the day he rose is our Independence Day. We come to celebrate. He told the disciples, meet with me in Galilee on the day I resurrect. They resurrected and he came and he sang a hymn with them. That's how the New Testament church started. If you help me say yes, that's why we come meet on Sunday. We go there, worship early on the Sunday morning. You show up. Not, do I have clothes? That's why we are wearing t-shirts here. So you don't say you don't have suit. There are churches that is only suit. You don't need suit to come here. Wear t-shirt, wear slippers, come. Don't give an, am I talking to somebody here? Don't give an excuse. It's not a show of cloth. It's a house of God. I'm talking to somebody here today. Make sure you're there. I say to you, first 3 days of the month, give it to God as your prophetic offering. Lord, even if you don't fast the whole month, fast those 3 days. Seek God, pray. Don't fast again. Just do that one. Show up in the house of God, worship Him, open the month with that. Is that one also a problem? First month of the year, January, use it to please God. What do? March around, prophesy. Go to the street, do evangelism. Give God your first fruit. Serve Him and honor Him. Live away from sin. Just make sure that January is consecrated totally from day one to the end. These things I'm explaining, do you need a degree to unlock them? You don't keep them and you keep complaining that things are not going. They work for me. Let them work for you. So don't keep hanging around complaining when you keep breaking basic things that can keep you alive. There's nothing I've taught you that's anything difficult to do. Something simple has taken me this far. Do I look to you like the average pastor? See where God has brought me. From one room boys quarter. From members sitting on block. From using a radio and an FM mic to teach. We are here now. This fourth service. And fifth one is about to start. And there are hundreds of people watching online now. I want you to know. The same God that helped me will help you. The third thing, we practicalize love through generosity and kingdom service. We make people serve. Find a department and serve. I won't keep quiet about it. You must serve. And God will bless you. Well, I'm done. If I made my case, say amen. If you don't like it, call police. If you have me, say yes. Fifth service, I'm sorry we took your time, but I have a job to deliver. Next week, we're not going to go this long. I've done the first 2 Sundays. That's the highest, unless the first Sunday of February will be long again, because that's a covenant service. I've done the basic teaching. Next Sunday, I'll talk to you about something very simple you're already aware. Hello? But if you are here, in this church, we take first fruits. Somebody say first fruits. But we don't take first fruit as your first income. We do first fruit covenant. Somebody say first fruit covenant. It is you giving God a covenant sacrifice on the first as a first fruit of the year. If you help me, say yes. And listen, I talk much about it for 2 reasons. Number 1, it powers your blessing. Number 2, it powers the budget of the church for the year. It is very, very unfortunate that somebody will say, I believe in a ministry. I'm committed to that church and will not give to fund the budget of the church. Nobody sends you money from heaven. The money is in the hands of the people around. If you help me, say yes. Nobody sends money to run church from abroad. It's what comes from the people in the church that you run the church with. Your first fruit is not in my pocket. Your first fruit funds the budget of it. You hear us on radio, first fruit. You see us on TV, first fruit. You see us building hospital, first fruit. You see us taking care of pastors, first fruit. You see us buying property, first fruit. That's what we do. So anybody who is not a first fruit committed person in Gateway can't access anything out of the altar when I'm ministering, because they're not committed to my assignment. So it's not a game. It's who I am. It's what this ministry is all about. So when I'm talking about with passion, you do it with passion. Some people have made a vow of 1 point something million, some made 2 point something million. Everybody does it in figures of 12, because it covers the 12 months of the year. And so if you are here, you were not here, more than 80% has given, and you're one of those who have not given. I want you to make up your mind which level you are giving. There are people who get from 240, 360, 480,000, 1.2 million, 600,000, 720, whichever one is your own, even 120. That's the first group of people. We give them a talit, a mantle, and just use as a prayer. Then the second group is from that 120 to 60, and all of that. I will pray for you. If you are on that first group, either I give you 120, 240, you are not here the first day, but you have made up your mind. I believe in this assignment, and I'm a generous person. Why won't I give? Get up and come. I will shake your hand, and I'll bless you, and then you can now, afterwards, go and collect your talit. Everybody like that. You are not here at the earlier stage, but you are so for 120 or 240 and above, please come to me. We are the leaders who are supposed to carry this thing. Can they be fast? God bless you. God bless you. They don't have any more with them. Please come. Come to me. God bless you. Please give to them. God bless you. After this, you go to the back. Later, they will give you the talit. God bless you. Any more like that, please come. God bless you. Where are they? God bless you. God bless you. Pick that. After you pick the talit, if you are anywhere up and down, this for 120 and above, please move quickly. God bless you. Pick that. Any more, please come. God bless you. If your own is 60 or 24 or 36 or whatever, please come. Be very fast. That's the level of your sacrifice for this year. Please move. You decide the level. Give more than you have given before. Trust the Lord. You don't have any. Where are they? God bless you. Please, you pick yours on Wednesday or on Sunday as you come. God bless you. Please move as fast as you can. Please don't walk your